Alright, let's see if I remember how to do this. Hi, everyone. It's me. I'm still here. I didn't fall off the face of the earth. But man, am I glad December is over with. Alright, I'm going to tell y'all briefly, or I'm going to try to be, hang on, I'm going to try to be brief and tell y'all what went on in December. The last video I did was sometime the first week of December. That much I remember. I'm not too sure when, but I know it was the first week of December. Less than an hour after I filmed it and uploaded that video, my body temperature went from 98.8 to 102 point whatever. I spiked a fever. That's something right there. No. Spiked a fever. Went to bed. And of course, when I did my last video, if I remember correctly, because I didn't go back and watch it, I think I talked about how I wasn't really feeling all that well, and I thought it was my allergies, because I remember taking a Benadryl that morning because I thought it was my allergies. Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't my allergies. I was sick. Going from running a fever to having chills. You know how when you run a fever and then when your fever breaks, you have the chills, you get real cold? I am not exaggerating here when I would say I would be in bed covered up with 4 to 5 blankets and still be freezing cold when I was having chills. But this went on for 2 weeks. Actually, it went on for a week. I woke up one morning. I remember waking up one morning, early in the morning, and I went like 8 hours without a fever. And I thought, oh, thank God this is the end. And I went on, and I believe, if I remember correctly, because you got to excuse me, those 2 weeks, my memory is a blur because I think I went across this finish line. I think I made a post saying, I've been sick, but I'm feeling better. And then by that evening, I was running fever again. So for 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks in December, I was sick. And, I wasn't running low fevers. The highest my fever went was 102.8. Now, my husband has said, he told me, if your fever goes to 103, if you break 103, he said, I'm taking you to the emergency room, finding out what's wrong. So it didn't. So I didn't go to the emergency room, which is good because I don't like going to the emergency room. Well, I mean, if I have to, I will, but I was just running a fever. So, the Monday before Christmas, I actually had a doctor's appointment, and I went in, and that was like the first day that I had gone 24 hours without a fever. And I had made that doctor's appointment the week before because I was finally getting fed up with being sick. And lo and behold, I go to the doctor and I'm not running fever no more. But she gave me, and she said that, I must have had some sort of infection, whether, it could be gone now. But she was going to give me some antibiotics just to, make sure, blah, 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 blah. Or I think it was antibiotics. I don't know. She gave me something. She gave me some pills to take. That was the Monday before Christmas. And I had yet to finish my Christmas shopping. Okay, let me rephrase that. The only Christmas shopping I had done up until that time was a little bit of stocking stuffers. That was it. I had no shopping done. I hadn't done the grocery shopping because for Christmas dinner because I had been sick. So nothing was wrapped. I had no baking done. I usually bake, usually 2 weeks before Christmas, I'm baking almost every other day. Nothing. So that was Monday, so I had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I had 4 days to get ready for Christmas Eve, because we always do our big thing on Christmas Eve. I cook a big dinner, all the kids come over, my mother-in-law comes over, we eat dinner, we open presents. That way Christmas Day, we can just relax and do whatever. So I had 4 days. So Tuesday, okay, so that was Monday. So then, I had 3 days because Monday doesn't count. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, 4 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right. So Tuesday was out. I couldn't do anything Tuesday because I was still, even though I wasn't running fever, I was just run out. And not only that, but Samantha had her choir concert that night, her Christmas choir concert, and there were things that needed to be done before her concert because I wasn't able to do it the week before because I was sick. So I was doing that. Wednesday, I went Christmas shopping. I did all my Christmas shopping in one day. Man, and it took me all day. I left the house. She gets on the bus at 6:30. By 7:30, somewhere between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, I was out the house. Went to the mall, my favorite place in the world. Went to the mall, did my Christmas shopping. Well, actually, before I went to the mall, I stopped at a couple other stores. Then went to the mall, finished up, did all my Christmas shopping in one day. I got home. I called my husband at work and said, I've been shopping all day. I'm tired. I'm not cooking. Pick up whatever on your way home. So that was Wednesday. Thursday, I spent the whole day wrapping everything I bought and cleaning because I was sick the 2 weeks before. And you know how when you're sick, how your husband and kids clean? They do a little bit, but not quite. So I did that Thursday. So Friday, I had to write my grocery list, and the day before Christmas Eve, I'm at the grocery store shopping. Everyone and their mother was at the grocery store shopping the day before Christmas Eve. So then we had Christmas Eve. So I got up and, I cooked that morning, and, we had the kids up. My mother-in-law was supposed to come over, and a couple hours before my husband was due to leave to go pick her up, she calls. She's not coming over. She's not feeling well. We're like, okay. Now, she lives with my sister-in-law and her husband and their 3 kids. So we was like, okay, if you're not feeling well, just stay home. We'll pick a day where we come over and give you your Christmas. No big deal. Christmas Day, we get a phone call from my sister-in-law that she has taken her husband into the emergency room because he was sick, running a high fever. And in a span of like 5 or 10 minutes, he had passed out 3 times. And one of the times that he passed out, when he fell, he hit his head on a table. So he ended up spending 3 or 4 days in the hospital because he was dehydrated, was running high fever, he had pneumonia, I don't know if he had pneumonia or he was on the verge of having it or something. I don't know. Monday, I had to go shopping again Monday because Tuesday, my other brother-in-law he does a great big family Christmas where he invites the whole family over, he cooks, we take little gag gifts, we play games and whatnot. So I had to go shopping Monday, so Tuesday we went and spent the day over there. Okay, so Wednesday, I get up Wednesday morning and my body says, this is what my body said to me. It said, I spent 2 weeks working my butt off, fighting an infection. And just when I get the infection taken care of, you run around like a chicken with your head cut off. Well, that's it. I'm on strike. And my body just collapsed. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I did nothing. I'm talking nothing. I was just I wasn't sick anymore. Well, I was still a little congested. I don't think I was 100%, but I didn't give my body enough time to recoup from being sick. I mean, and when I say I didn't do anything those days, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. In fact, I didn't even stitch. I haven't stitched the first of December when I made my last video. I didn't stitch that day, and I didn't stitch again until New Year's Eve. So for a good 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks maybe, or 3 weeks, I don't know the timeline, I did no stitching. Nothing. Now, I did start something new on New Year's Eve, so I do have a little progress to show you. Now, we'll get to that later. So New Year's Eve, Saturday, I get up, and I see that Terry posted a video. And I haven't even been on social media. I mean, and I'm sure y'all noticed I wasn't on social media. So Terry, I said, oh, Terry made a video. I haven't seen her or talked to her in a while. I'll watch her video. And I'm thinking, I got to get in touch with these people. I got to get on and let everyone know that I'm still here. So I'm watching her video when she talks about where she had called and left a message on my home phone. Now, me and Terry talk quite often, but usually it's, text or messenger or something like that. So I'm like, oh, I had to stop her video and call her and let her know I'm still among the living. So, but here I am. I'm back. That was, and I was sitting here and I was thinking yesterday, I was sitting here thinking, I'm kind of disappointed with my holiday because it didn't feel like I had Christmas. It really, and the kids were over and we did what we always do, but to me, Christmas is more than just that one day. I mean, it's spending a couple of weeks in the kitchen with my kids. Ever since they were little, we would bake cookies. I've always baked, like 4 or 5 different types of cookies. I've always made banana bread and apple bread and well, actually 2 different kinds of banana bread and apple bread. And then, we always went and looked at Christmas lights. And, there's things that we always did leading up to Christmas that I didn't get to do this year. And it just, I look back and I'm like, it doesn't feel like I had Christmas. I got gypped this year. So, all right, enough about me, or at least enough about me being sick and my holidays. But that's just to let you guys know, that's what happened. And I'm going to tell you, I have had several people send me a message saying, "Hey Joe, are you okay?" And everybody on Cross Stitch Finish Line has been, we miss you, Joe. Where you at? Are you okay? And I tell you what, it really warms my heart that there are so many people out there who have never met me that care enough to say, "Hey, are you okay?" "Hey, what's going on?" It's I'm truly blessed. I really am. And I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you for everything. And I'm back on, hopefully back on my game now, or whatever you want to call it. So let's get to it. Cross stitch. Okay. I don't have much updates to show you because, like I said, I didn't really do any stitching. I didn't finish my January piece. That was the last thing I was working on. Right now, I've kind of put that on hold because we've had the winter solstice, the winter sale that started that I'm behind on, and also the now I know my ABCs that I'm behind on. So I want to get caught up on those because I got to do my winter piece, which I'm working on, and I got 2 letters of the alphabet I want to work on because I want to stay up with that because it's going to take me a long time to get that whole thing completely finished, so I don't want to get behind. Ooh. Oh, Terry just sent me a message. So happy to have seen your post and Cross Stitch Finish Line. I'll get back to you, Terry, in just a little bit. Let me finish my video. Where was I? Oh, so, wait, where was I? I don't remember that. Terry, you made me lose my place. So this is going to be, and I wanted to do a wrap-up video of last year, because there's a lot of things that happened last year, a lot of things I've learned and found out about myself and my stitching that I want to share. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start with the wrap-up portion. I was going to do Jessie Marie's tag. I have been watching a little Floss tube the last few days. But, dang, that's a lot of questions, girl. I might still do it, but if I do it, I'm going to do it on a separate video. Okay, let's do that. Oh, another thing I want to say is I got 2 giveaways I got to do. I got to do the giveaway for the weekend rushes for last year. I'm almost ready to do that drawing. I'm still writing names, but oh, wait till y'all see it. It's awesome. So many entries. So I got to do that one, and I got to do the one for my subscriber giveaway. I will be doing those in a separate video, one very short video. I'll either be doing that tonight or tomorrow. So in the next couple of days, watch for those videos. I will be drawing the winners. Also, the weekend rushes, several people asked if we're going to do them again this year. Yes, we are. But I'm not going to start setting them up until the end of February, beginning of March. I'm going to give everyone a break for the first month and a half, 2 months of the year. And then I'm going to set them up, and we'll do it pretty much the same way we did it this past year, every other weekend or 2 weekends a month. I don't know if I'm going to do every other weekend. I think I'm going to do 2 weekends a month. I got to sit down and look at the calendar, but I'll be setting that up. Same thing goes for every 500 stitches, your name gets entered. And at the end of the year, we'll pull for a $50 gift certificate at 123 Stitch. Okay. Hang on. I got a couple of pages of notes, but I wrote big, so there's really not that much information. A lot of this, I'm just winging it. Let's see, what to do first. Let's talk about, I went back yesterday. Was it yesterday? I don't know what day. My days are all messed up. I went back and watched my year-end review video from last year of what I wanted to accomplish in 2016. And wrote everything, and you know what? Oh, I do have a pen. I didn't think I had a pen, but I do. I pulled my little, it's not IKEA, it's the Target cart. I pulled it over here because it's got my stuff in it. I like it because it has wheels. So, there were several things I said last year I wanted to accomplish in 2016. And on the most part, I have to say I was very successful in doing the majority of it, okay? I said I wanted to start it and finish my first mirror, and I did. I did Pedal Fairy. Started it in January, and I think I finished it in... Oh, I got it written down somewhere. Hang on. In September. So I'm very proud of that. It's wonderful. So I did that. I said I wanted to start my first Haid, and I did start my first Haid. I got 2 pages finished on it. I worked on it the first few months of the year. Then at the end of the year, then the rest of the year, for the last 9 months of the year, I really didn't work on it. And we're going to talk about that later on, what's going to happen with that. I said I wanted to try rotation, and I did. And I started out the year with a 4-week rotation where I was going to switch projects. I was going to do, there was 4 weeks in a month, and I would do one project each 4 weeks, blah, 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 blah. And I started out doing it that way, and I found that particular rotation didn't work for me, but I think I found one that is going to work excellent for me, and again, we'll talk about that later on. I said I wanted to work on more even weave, and that I have done. I've worked the majority of my projects this year, especially the last 2/3. I've done strictly on even weave. I haven't stitched, the last thing I stitched, well, I take that back. The last thing I stitched that was on Ada was 99 bottles, but I started that in 2015 and finished it up last year in 2016. But the majority of my starts after the first 3 or 4 months of the year have all been on even weave. Not that I won't ever use Ada again, but I really enjoy the even weave. Alright, I said I wanted to finish stitching up the 3 Little Words series. I wanted to get that series completed. I got, I got those 3 and 2 more that I did. So that's 5. So I got, I think, 5 or 6 more. So I didn't quite finish them, but I'm halfway there. So I'm happy with that. I wanted to complete it. I wanted to get the series, the Snowman of the Months, done. I think I got 4 or 5 more to do. So again, I got a little over half of them done. I'm happy with that. I didn't get them all done, but I'm happy with that. I wanted to finish up all my 2015 whips. That I did. None of the whips that I'm carrying over into this year are from 2015. They're all from 2016. So that I accomplished. I wanted to finish up Santa's Village. I had big expectations last year of doing a lot. I didn't even get close. I did 2. I had done 2 in 2015. I did 2 more in 2016. And I thought about when I was writing down my plans for 2017, originally I said, well, I'm going to finish this. I don't think I'll finish the whole series, but if I can get at least 2 more done, I'll be happy. I wanted to get Do a Deer. I can't even say Do a Deer. It just comes out Do a Deer. I wanted to get that completed for my mother-in-law for Christmas. I did. We haven't been over to give it to her yet because, like I said, they've been sick. I've been sick. So we're going next weekend to give it to her, and I can't wait because I know there's going to be tears. I had, according to what I said I wanted to get done last year, or on my last year's video, according to what I said, what I wanted, everything I wanted to do in 2016, I was aiming high. I was aiming for 37 finishes. Didn't quite get 37 finishes, but I'm pretty impressed with what I did get, and I'll tell y'all, we'll talk about that again in a minute. And I also said that I wanted to keep buying to a minimum in 2016. I blew that out the water. I mean, I don't think I went overboard, but I think one area where I need to slow down at to curb my buying is in the charts. Because I got and my phone's charging right now, so I don't have it here, but in a few minutes I'm going to go get it so I can tell y'all. I got charts. I mean, there's Floss. I want to get, I want to keep building up my fabric stash. There's things, I still want to buy. I'm still in, several Fabric of the Month clubs. I'm still in the Floss of the Month with Stitching Bits and Bobs. I'm going to keep those. But as far as the patterns go, I got so much already that I want to stitch that I love. I say, oh, God, I want to stitch this. I want to stitch this. I really don't need to be buying anymore. So I'm really going to try not to buy a pattern. If I see a pattern that I want and I like, what I'm going to do is put it on my wish list. And then 2 weeks after that, if I still feel as passionate about that pattern, then maybe I'll buy it. And there's one. I went on, I think it was down Sunshine Lane. I think so. And was looking, and they have an Alice in Wonderland pattern that I haven't seen anywhere else. I'm thinking about it. I haven't bought it yet, and I've seen it. I've seen it before. I've seen it back in November. Now, of course, I've been sick most of December, so I didn't do any shopping. But still. Okay, so that was what I said I was wanted to do in 2016. And like I said, I pretty much got, I'm pretty happy with what, with I didn't get everything done. I didn't finish all the series I wanted to do, but I got a bunch of finishes that I wasn't counting on because so I'm very happy with what I accomplished last year. Now, as far as a rotation, I learned something about myself. I can do a rotation, but I can't do a rotation with putting a time limit. I'm not a time limit rotator. I'm a progress rotator. And what that means is that when I pick up a piece, when I rotate, I can rotate pieces fine. But when I pick up a piece, I can't work on it for, 6-7 days and then put it down. I have to work on it until I get a certain... I sit there and I look at it and say, okay, at this setting, I want to get this chunk done. And whether that takes 3 days or 8 days, I'm going to work until I get that particular chunk done. That's what I did. That's what I've been doing on my Lady of the Flag. I say, okay, I want to get this small section done, or I want to get this section done. And when I'm done with that section, then I can go to something else. Now, with that being said, when I do projects like I'm going to show you what I started on New Year's Eve, okay? I started, this is what I started, the winter, okay? Now this isn't, I got hiccups now, damn it. Oh, excuse me. This isn't very big. in the scheme of things, to me, it's not very big. This is not a project where if I start, I can't say, okay, I'm only going to get half of it done and put away. To me, that doesn't make sense. I mean, to me, to me, it doesn't make sense. To me, I look at this and say, I should start and finish this. I can start and finish this in about a week. And so I do that. So that, I can rotate, so I'll do that, and then I'll go to something else. Whether it's something where a big project, the big projects, I can do some and then put away. But little ones, I just don't, why get halfway done or 3/4 done, then put it away? I might as well just go ahead and finish it. So that's the type of rotator I am. And I think that's going to work best for me. So that's what I'm going to do this year. I mean, I'm not going to, it's just what I'm going to do. Who wants to see my finishes I did last year? Okay. Are you sure? There are technically 24. I have 24 pieces here. But if you stop and think about it, because I was thinking about this yesterday when I was making this list. Okay, I did do a deer. That's 4 patterns on one piece. And I counted that one whole piece as one finish. When actually, if you look at it, it's probably 4 finishes because it was 4 different charts. So, same thing with the Prairie School ABCs. I'm doing it 3 per thing. So it's 3 charts on one piece. And I'm counting that one piece as the finish, where technically you could think of it 3. But as far as the actual piece I'm going to show you, there's 24. I'm going to kind of go through this quickly. I mean, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on each piece, but I do want to show, because I'm proud of what I did. And not everything is FFO'd. And that's one thing that I slacked off, because I used to be the type of person that I didn't let my finishes stack up like this. I was always very good about finally finishing my projects. And I think mainly is because when I stitched in the past, most of my stitching I didn't keep. I gave away. They were presents, or they were gifts. They were for school fundraisers or whatever. So I had to finish them to give them away. Where most of these are for me. So I think, well, that's for me. I can put off finishing it. But this year, 2017, one of my goals is to get everything that I stitched in 2016 and half of what I stitched this year finally finished. So hopefully I'll be doing a lot of FFOing. Hopefully. Okay, quick thing. I thought about this. Before I show you these, I gotta tell y'all something. Y'all remember last summer? Y'all met my brother, because I went last summer and I, introduced him. He has started watching my videos. So hi, Johnny Paul. I think it is awesome that my brother is watching my videos. Now, my brother's not a cross stitcher. And he had told me, when he told me he was, and he watched all my videos. He went back from the very beginning. He watched all my videos. And that made me so proud that my brother, who doesn't cross stitch, watches my videos about cross stitching. I was just thrilled. So he asked me, he says, well, can I continue watching your videos? I'm like, hell yeah. I said, yeah, you can. So everyone say hello to my brother, Johnny Paul. I told him, I said, you're watching my videos. I said, I'm going to get you cross stitch. He said, no, I'm not going to cross stitch. Well, I got to tell you this because it's funny. And the giveaway, remember the video where I said if you want to win that mirror, that you had to enter, you had to put, give me suggestions of how to kick my notebook habit. Well, he watched that video and he wrote, anytime you feel like you need to buy a notebook, call your brother. So I'm entering him in the giveaway. And John Paul, if it so happens that you win that giveaway, I'm going to send you that cross stitch, and you're going to have to cross stitch it. Not only are you going to have to cross stitch it, but I'm going to make you do YouTube videos to show your progress so everyone can see your progress. If I have to fly down there and put a gun to your head to make you do it, I'll do it. So, anyway, I just wanted to throw that out. Okay. Now to my finishes. There are a couple that I don't have to show you because they have been given away or whatnot. So, there's only a few. And you're going to know what those are. Okay, the first one. Now, I finished this before I started. I started using the X-Stitch patch at the beginning of the year. And I finished this before I started using the X-Stitch app. And I can't remember if I finished it at the end of December or the very 1st of January. But I'm going to show you anyway, just in case. So, but January, the snowman of the month, January. And like you said, I haven't finished it. So, and I do plan on doing the rest of them this year. Where am I going to put these? Let me put this. Hang on. I got to do some rearranging. Put that there. And that way I can just put them back in here. Loki! That is not yours. He pulled the blanket off the couch and he's making a bed out of it. Yeah, I'm talking to you. And I have them all in order on how on finishing. So that was my first one. My second one was one of the this is the stocking store, the Santa's Village stocking store. Someone has big feet. Okay. Then I did, now this one, okay, this one I tried to FFO. You're supposed to, you do the border and then you fringe it. And they come with magnets and they're supposed to go on a magnet board. Okay, and that's what I was going to do. Well, I went on Stony Creek to order the magnet board, and I ordered the magnet board, and the magnet board that they have is too small for this piece. And when I try to find the magnet board to fit this, because this is the suggested, I did it on the suggested material that the model was stitched on. I can't find a magnet board to fit this one. So I said, well, I'll make my own magnet board. So I got something, I forget what it was I got, and I cut it out and everything, and was going to, but the magnets are so tiny, the magnets won't hold this up on a magnet board. So then I was like, okay, now how the heck am I going to do this? So I thought, well, I'll just frame them then, okay? But you'll see in a minute why. So that's how it's supposed to be finished. And these were super fun to stitch up. Then my next one was what's this one? Santa's Sleigh Works. I got the dates on here. Do y'all want to know the exact dates I finished this? Okay, I didn't think so. Okay. So, this one I like. Look how big that sleigh is in relationship to the house. Is that hysterical or what? Okay, this one, this is where I got frustrated, okay? Because I showed you the February snowman of the month. So I figured out then that it wasn't going to work that way. So I said, well, I got to finish them a different way. So I went to go finish March, and I forget how I went to go finish it. But the way I finished it, I didn't work. So I had to it's butchered. Look at that. I just got so frustrated. So I might have to end up restitching this one. Maybe. I don't know. Unless I fringed this one like I did February. Because I think the rest of them I didn't put the border. And I'll tell you why I didn't put the border. But there's March. And on the pattern on these, the wording here, you're supposed to use one strand. But when I'm doing writing, I don't like doing it in one strand. I like doing it in two strands because sometimes you do it in one strand, and if you have it hanging somewhere, it's hard to see the writing. So I always do mine in two strands so it shows up better. That was March. Then I did the Lizzie Kate Spring. This is what the seasonal sales that we're doing. This was the original one I was going to do, the Lizzie Kate, because she has one for each 4 seasons. And I did this one, and I think it's cute and everything, but I ended up not liking it as well as I did when I saw the pattern. So I only done spring, and I'm probably not going to do, I think I gave the chart, I think I did a giveaway on the chart. I gave the charts to someone. I don't remember. So I'm probably not going to do the rest of them. And then this one. Yeah, y'all remember this one. Remember this one? The nut button. And there's no nut. Was there supposed to be a nut button on here? I don't know. I got to get this one finished and put up because this just like describes our family so well. Okay, so then I did, yeah, right. Hang on, I missed a piece. Okay, now this is on the recommended fabric, which is, I think, 14 count or 28 count. And so I said, I stitched this. I said, well, I'll just put it in a frame. Well, look, I could probably move it over a little bit so you can see the words, but this is a 5x7. It's just a tad too big for a 5x7. Just a tad. So, and you can't find a frame that's a tad bigger than a 5x7. So then I said, well, I'll do it on an 18 count. I think this is an 18 count. Hang on. No, 16 count. So this is a 16 count, and it's smaller, but it's going to fit in a 5x7. So I'm going to do the rest of them on 16 count. And I've been toying with the idea of restitching the ones that I did on 14 count, on 16 count, or on the 32 count. I don't know if I want to restitch them, because I'm not a big fan of stitching the same pattern twice. So I just may leave them this way and say, okay, because they're only going to be up. I'm only going to hang them up, for a month each year. I think I can put up with that for a month. But then I did May. Then I did... Oh, I missed one. Okay, I did 3 little words, but it's hanging up over here. Which one? Oh, the middle one. I did the middle one. That was a finish for this year. And then the top one I also did this year. I think the bottom one I had already had. Yeah, the top and the middle one were finishes this year. The other one I finished in 2015. Okay. Because then that brings us to this 3 little words that I need to finish. And this one, I believe... This one I did with the Carrie's Creations. I don't think I used the silk. I think I used all the cottons. But one of those up there, I did use the silks. And I think on the rest of these 3 little words, I'm going to use the silks. The Carrie's Creation. Because I like the Carrie's Creations. Hang on. I think I'm missing something. Yeah, okay. A few pieces before. Another one I finished that I don't have here, and y'all should all remember it, was my brother's piece. The bowling piece. I finished that back in March. I was trying to give it to him for Christmas in 2015, and that didn't work out. I gave it to him when I went down there this past summer. because he loved it. He did. And it's already hanging up on his wall, and I knew he would love it because he is a big bowler, and loves to bowl. We grew up. I mean, literally, we grew up in bowling alleys. When my mom and my biological father were married, they were on like 2 bowling leagues a week. So we grew up in a bowling alley. So my brother, more so my brother than me, so that. And we both bowl. We both been on leagues, and he loved it. And I am so glad. That was such a labor of love. I mean, I liked the piece. It was nice. I love the colors and everything. But it's not something that I would stitch for me. But I thoroughly enjoyed stitching it for my brother, and he appreciates it and he loves it. And just seeing the smile on his face when I gave it to him was thanks enough. Okay, then. I'm trying to make sure I go in order here. Then I finished June. And I was going to do all these on the same fabric, the sparkly fabric. But I decided why? I'm going to do it in different fabrics. So I did that one. Let's see. Then it was time for the summer stitch along, the summer equinox, and that's when I changed over to the country cottage because I love these. I think these are so cute. I love this series. So I did this one. Love those colors. I really got to get these FFO'd. Now, I finished at least one project in each month last month, except for July. Don't know why I didn't finish anything in July. I know I stitched in July, but I didn't finish anything. In August, I finished July's, because this is when I started getting behind on doing these. I finished July's Snowmen of the Month. And then okay. And then I finished the ABC. Well, I mean, the A and the B I'd finished the 2 months before, but I finished the C, and then I counted this as one finish. Can y'all see that? I can't. Okay, I can see through this. And again, about this, I'm not a big prim person. I mean, I can appreciate I think it's pretty. I think all the prim stuff is pretty, and I can appreciate it. It's just not my aesthetic. So that I was very surprised because every time I saw someone doing this, I liked it more and more. And finally I decided I want that in my house. So, which surprised me because I never thought I would stitch something that was even halfway considered prim to put in my house. But I'm really, really loving these. And I hope, and I'm glad I'm not doing it all in one piece because that would be huge. And, when I sit down and I stitch something, I look at it and say, okay, where's the final resting place for this going to be? Is it going to stay in my home, or am I going to give it to someone? I mean, I have to have, if it doesn't have a purpose, if it's not something I'm going to hang in my home or give as a gift, or if it's not something that, then I don't stitch it. I mean, it has to have, I don't stitch just to stitch, so when I decide to split it up like this, I think it's going to be, and it's going to look, and once I get them done, and I plan on getting these framed and hanging them up before I get all of them done. I'll hang them up as I get them done. And once I start putting them where they're going to go, I'll show y'all a picture, because I think it's going to look great. Okay, then after that, and this, I would have to say this is my favorite finish of this year. This, and I got to iron it. And this I will get professionally framed. I won't frame this myself. There's just too much work that went into this. But this is my first mirror finish. And the only change I made in her was in her wings. I used Petite Treasure Braid #1. And #2, the stuff that you were supposed to use was more white or clear. And I wanted something, especially in her wings. In her wings, I wanted something, with a little bit more color. So I used something that had colors that represented the other colors in her wings. And I just love the way I'm going to go next month. I think next month I'm going to take her and get her framed. And I've already got a spot picked out of where I'm going to put her. And I just love her. She has like a companion piece. It's, I can't think of her name. But it's pretty much another fairy sitting on another flower like this, but facing the other way. I will eventually, one of these eons, stitch her up to go with that. Then, the next thing I finished was the autumn. And I know I'm not telling you all the designers that these are coming from. My thought is I showed all these in previous videos, and I probably didn't tell you the designers then. But if there's one particular piece and you want to know who the designer is, just, let me know in the comments, and I'll either, put the answer in the comments or answer it on my next video. And that's one thing I was supposed to do. I was going to go and write down all the questions from my last video, because I knew there was a few, and I didn't. Dang it. So on my next video, I'll do that. I'll go back and any questions. Alright, so I did autumn. And again, I love this series. And my thought is that I'm going to have like a seasonal wall where I'll put, during winter, during the I'll hang this up during autumn. I'll have my months on that wall and any autumn pieces on that wall, and then I'll just change it out according to the season. All right. Then my next finish, and I don't have this one either. My next finish was Do a Deer for my mother-in-law, and y'all have seen that, and that was a fun piece to stitch. And I want to stitch it for myself because I like the piece. And I was going to actually start stitching it this month because we have a SAL, and I'll talk about our upcoming SALs here in a little bit. Oh, no, it's not this month. No, wait. That's my whips. Hang on. Yeah, on the 9th of this month, we have the Sing Me a SAL. And I was going to start it, but I think it's still too soon. I don't think I could do it again this soon. I think I need to wait. Maybe in 2018 I'll do it. I think I need to wait because, like I said, I typically don't. I can't think of anything that I've stitched twice. But I know there was one that I was thinking about stitching twice because I stitched something for my mom and my dad. That was a flag, a Confederate flag. Not because we're prejudiced, but because we're from the South. It just, okay. And I liked it because it looked like a flag. It was all torn up like it'd been through the war. And it was real nice, and I was wanting to stitch one for me, but never got around to it because every time I picked it up and thought, okay, I'll stitch on this, I would look at it and say, oh, I already stitched on this. I don't want to stitch it again. So, anyway. Then I did Happy Thanksgiving. This was unplanned. I hadn't planned on doing this one this year, but it was just, I wanted to do something small, something simple, something for Thanksgivings. I didn't have anything for Thanksgiving. And as you can tell, it's not FFO'd and it didn't get put up, but that's my plans for this year. It was a very quick, easy, fun stitch. All right, then I finished, and this is probably tied with with the Petal Fairy as far as my favorite finishes for this year. And that was, I love this. I had seen, I don't remember who I'd seen. I had seen this on a floss tube. Someone was doing it. And I forget where I ended up getting this pattern. I know I looked on Stitching Bits and Bobs. I know I looked on 123 Stitch. And there was like one or two others. I kept looking for this design. I couldn't find it. And I forget where I finally got it from. I want to say I got it from Down Sunshine Lane. That's where I think I got it. And I was so pleased, and I stitched it up, and I love it. And I got the frame. It's down there. I can't reach. I got the frame and everything to frame it. I need to frame it and put it up on my wall because I just love it. Like I said, this has to be my, this is tied with Petal Fairy as far as my favorite finishes. I just love that. And it was so fun to stitch. And then, and this was the last whip I had from 2015 that I finished. And when I finished it and I showed it on the video where I finished it, I said I was going to frame it and give it to my son for Christmas. Well, that didn't get done because I was sick, and so maybe he'll get it for his birthday in August. I don't know. I'm going to have it framed before then. I'll just give it to him just to give it to him. And it still needs to be ironed. But there's 99. See? This, too, was a very fun stitch. I really enjoyed stitching each individual bottle. It was fun because after I would do a row, I would... Oh, wait. What is that? Oh, no. Don't tell me I got something on it. I'll be... Okay, it was fuzz. When I would finish stitching a row, she sends a paper that tells you what each bottle is, because each bottle is an actual beer bottle. But I think she does it alphabetically, where I wish she would have done it, okay, this is row 1, this is shelf 1, and so it'd be easier to find what the bottles are. But again, this was so much fun to stitch. So much fun. Again, this is a piece that I thought that, maybe I'll stitch it for, I had stitched it for my son. That's who I intended on giving it to. And I thought, well, my son-in-law would like that too. Maybe I'll stitch it for him too. But if I do, it'll be about a year or so before I even think about doing that because... Alright, and then, this was my last finish for 2016. I can't see what y'all see. Okay. Again, I'm really enjoying doing these. And I like the fabric I'm doing them on. It's a gray, kind of a light gray, even weave. And I think I'm doing it, am I doing it 32 count? I'm pretty sure this is 32 count. Yeah. But it's really, the colors are really popping. And the only changes I'm making on this is that on the pattern, the letters themselves are supposed to be done in this red, I think. Yeah, in that red that's in the flag, or that's in the drum. But when you do, I did the A in that, and you can barely see it. So I'm picking different colors to do the letters in so that you can see them better. I'm behind. I got to get, let's see, I got to get G done so I can get H done this month. Haven't even started on G. So those are all my those are all my finishes for 2016. According to the paper, it's 28, but it could be counted 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 35. Technically, it's 35, if you want to get technical with it. So I did pretty good. I got a lot done last year. The major things that I wanted to do, I got done. So I'm pretty proud of myself. Alright, let's talk about my whips that are carrying over into 2016. Let's first talk about Lakeside Stitch Along. I have decided to put that one. God, my hair is a mess. I gotta go get it cut. Okay. I've decided to put that on hold. It's not a give up. It's not a UFO. It's just on hold. And the reason why I did that is because I like the piece. It's cute and everything. But when I got through stitching I think it was the little witch, I was looking at it and I said to myself, what am I going to do with this afterwards? It's not something that I would hang up in my house. It wouldn't, I can't think of a room that it would fit in. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just not my aesthetic. I mean, I like it. It's pretty. It's just not my aesthetic. I can't think of anyone that I know right now that would like it, that would hang it up in their home. Now, if I had any grandkids, I could finish it for my grandkids and put it in their bedroom because it's a perfect little kid piece. But I don't have any grandkids. So I decided to put it on hold. I'm printing out the designs as I get them and putting them in the project bag, and I'm putting it on hold. And as soon as I either A, get a grandchild, or B, it hits me, oh, this would be perfect for so-and-so, or ooh, this would be perfect for this. Then I'll pull it out and I'll finish stitching it. But right now, I got so many other stuff that I want to stitch where I know where it's going to go. I know where it's going to fit. I know where its final home is going to be. That I want to get those done. And on the stuff that I don't know what I'm going to do with, those can wait a little bit. So that's, like I said, it's not a give up. Jimmy Floss too. It's just on hold. This will be a good time. Did I show y'all yet? I don't remember if I showed y'all this. This is what I started on New Year's Eve. And this is the winter. I know I showed you the chart. Or not the chart. The whatchamacallit. You know what I'm talking about. So I got to finish the A and the rest of this vine in this color, then I can move on to another color. So this is one of my whips, okay? It's the last whip I started in 2016 because I started on New Year's Eve. So I got that one. I got 5 whips that I'm carrying over. I got that one. I got the Cricut Collection January, which I will finish. I think I'm confident enough that I can put it aside for a couple of weeks and still beat Jessie Marie on finishing it because she hasn't even started hers yet. At least I don't think. The last video I watched, she hadn't started. She had it planned for this month, but she hadn't started yet. So I'm pretty confident I can still beat her. It's all in fun, Jessie Marie. So I got that one. I have Lady of the Flag, which is going to... And Lady of the Flag, I have hopes of finishing this year. And she's going to be one that I pull out once a month and do a little section, then put her away. And I really hope to get her finished this year. Then I got 6 snow bells. Now... Oh, my lips are so chapped. 6 snow bells. That is a Lizzie Kate one, and there's 6 little designs, and you can either do them separately or you can do them in one piece. And if you go on her website, you can print out the borders and everything and the placement to do it all in one piece. And I did that, and I stitched all the borders so that all I got to do now is fill in those borders. And I did that one time because I had like 2 or 3 days. It was somewhere I had like 2 or 3 days. I didn't want to work on something that was going to take longer than 2 or 3 days. I wanted to do something quick. I said, well, I'll do this. That way when I'm ready to stitch this, then I can do it. So I got that. I'm counting it as a whip because it's in a project bag. It's done. It's kitted up. It's started. But Um, if I have one project, well, actually, I'll probably have two projects that I started this year that I won't finish this year. That would be one of them. I'm not in a big rush. Actually, I was, because originally I was going to do the round robin and cross stitch finish line, but at the last minute I dropped out because I just didn't see where I was going to have time this year to. I didn't want to let anyone down. I will probably sign up for the next one. I'm hoping we do another one next year, and I will probably sign up that. And that's what I was going to do. The six snow bells. I was going to try to use that as my round robin piece. I would like, I might pick it up and do one or two of the things. If I don't, I don't. If I do, I do. I'm not going to stress over it. And then my last whip, and I haven't worked on this since March or February. I forget what. And I haven't looked at it since then. So I brought it over here to pull it out because I want to look at it because I figured maybe if I look at it, it'll motivate me to work on it and to show y'all. But my heaven and earth. Oh, it still looks so good. I got two pages, or the bottom page isn't a full page. But anyway, I'm saying I got 2 pages. But look at that. Isn't that I still love it. It's still gorgeous. I still want to do it. It's just that I didn't pick it up after March or February. I think it was March the last time I worked on it. I haven't picked it up and worked on it. I'm looking at it because I think it's so beautiful. And I'm doing this on 28 count, 1/1, full crosses. I love the coverage. The coverage is great. The details, look at the details of all this. It's just awesome. I love this piece. And I don't think I have a picture of it. Because, no, I don't have a picture of it. But it's called it's Heaven and Earth Blue Topaz. It's the mini. And I want to finish her because I got a place for her. But the reason why I haven't finished her, the reason why I haven't picked her up, because every time, and this is what I did, every time I thought about doing this, I said, well, it's okay, I need to take a week and work on my heaven and earth. Then I would stop and say, well, I can do that, or I can spend the week and do this, and this will get finished. Where the heaven and earth I know is not going to get finished if I work just 1 week on it. So I will always tend to guide myself toward what I can get finished sooner. Where this I know is going to take a while. And I really need to be a little bit more disciplined and work on this year. Am I going to work on it every month? I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to work on it every month. But I do need to pick it up, and I do need to get some more work done. Because it's really not that big. And if I work on it a little bit this year and work on it a little bit in 2018, I think I can get it finished. Especially now, because when I was working on it before, it's before I had my Lowry stand. So I was holding it and I was stitching one-handed. Now with the Lowry stand, man, I'm good at two-handed stitching. So that it would get done quicker because I'm stitching faster. I'm not at Terry P speed yet, but I'm faster than what I was. So those are the 5 whips. Like I said, out of these 5 whips, I don't want to. The only 2 that if I don't finish this year, I'm okay with, is the 6 snow bells and the blue topaz from Heaven and Earth. All the other ones I don't want to carry any more into, and that's pretty much my goal every year. Is not to carry a whole bunch. You know what I mean. Don't even know what I'm trying to talk about. Let's see. Anything else about my whips? Okay. As far as my plans for what I'm going to stitch this year. Okay, this is hilarious. Or at least I think it's hilarious. Y'all will probably think it's hilarious too. I was, hang on, let me put this stuff back real quick so that I can get it off my counter. I just don't want it on the counter. I love my little cart. And put everything in here, and then when I'm done, we'll roll it right where it belongs. Okay. I sat down the other day, and I went through my X-Stitch app, and I was writing down what I wanted to finish this year. Things that I wanted to do and finish. And at the end of that list, I had like 50 projects, 50 charts. I'm like, holy crud, Joe, what are you doing? There's no way you're going to finish all these this year. There's just no way. So I said, okay, I got to cut back. So, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, okay, well, I can, I don't have to get this one done. I can, I was able to cut it back to 25 because I figured 25 with what I already got going was reasonable. And then I was looking at the list. I'm like, well, but I took this off and I really want to do it. But what if I want to do this? And I had this. And I didn't even have it on the list. So I took the list and I can't remember. And actually, I did this list back in November because it was before I got sick. Because I can remember I was talking to Terry. I was messaging Terry. I'm like, I got 50 and she says, you got to cut the list down. And I'm like, and then I would text her, okay, I'm down to 40. I'm down to 35. So finally I said, I took the list the other day, I wadded up and I threw it in the garbage. I said, you know what? I'm not going to make a list. Because if I make a list and have it written down, and if I don't want to stress myself out. There's no reason to stress myself out. So there are certain things I know I want to do. I mean, I know I want to keep up on the Prairie School alphabet. I know I want to do that. I know that I want to work on Lady of the Flag. And those are going to be my two ones where, that I rotate and not finish. Everything else that I want to do, I can finish like within a week or so. And I'm just going to, when I finish this, and after I finish the next letter in the alphabet, instead of saying, okay, I wrote down I'm going to do this, so I'm going to go pick it, I'm just going to go and say, okay, what do I feel like working on? And I want to start the Brooks Books Alice in Wonderland sometime this month, and I will do that sometime within the because I got that's one of our sales. It's a 2-week sale, so somewhere in that 2 weeks I'm going to start it. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to willy-nilly it. Willy-nilly it. Speaking of sales, let's go over the sales we have coming up in January. Okay, we've got the monthly month sale, and I'll be working on January this month for that. On the 6th starts the Brooks Books Alice in Wonderland sale. I'm going to start Alice because there's 12 in that series, and at first I figured, well, I'm going to do all 12 this year. I'm being a little bit more realistic. If I can get half of them done, I'll be happy. And I definitely want to get Alice. I'm going to do the ones I definitely want to get done first. Alice is one of them, so I'm going to start on Alice this month. On the 9th, we have Sing Me a Sal. I was going to start the Do Re Mi for me, the Do-A-Deer, but I've decided it's too soon. There's something else I might pick up and stitch for that Sal. I don't know yet. If I don't, then I don't, because I'm a firm believer, even though I'm the admin of the group, I don't believe that I have to do every single Sal. Just like you guys don't have to do every single Sal in our group. So I might not do that one. The 14th, it's history Sal. You work something that's historical, or that's a historical piece. Also on the 14th, we have a Mill Hill Sal. And then on the 20th, and this I think is going to be my favorite Sal, even though I don't think I'm going to have a piece for it. The Forgotten Sal. That's where you pick a piece that you started for a Sal last year and you hadn't worked on it since. Or you forgot about it, or you just haven't picked it up. Well, here's the forgotten sales out. Pick it up and work on it. One more thing I'm going to say about our sales in Cross Stitch Finish Line. Most of our sales, except for the monthly month sale, well, actually, all our sales are set up for 2-week periods. And the reason being is because when I go to set up these sales, it will only let me set them up for 2 weeks. Now, I know there's got to be a way to set them up longer for 2 weeks, because I've been in other groups where they've had sales that lasted longer than 2 weeks. If you know how to set up an event for longer than 2 weeks, let me know, because I would like to know how. But anyway, most of our sales I set up for 2 weeks. Now, if the sale starts like on the 6th, you don't have to start your piece on the 6th. As long as you start it sometime in that 2 weeks. And if you only want to work on it one day during that 2 weeks, that's fine. We're flexible. I mean, you don't have to, and that's one of the things I like about our sales. They're flexible. You can work on one for the whole 2 weeks. You can work on it for the first week. You can work on it for the second week. You can just pick one day during that week. You don't have to start on the 6th. You can start in the other. I mean, we're flexible. We're not going to send the cross stitch police to your door, knock on your door, saying, "Hey, you're not doing the sale right." Do it any way you want. So those are our sales for January. Oh my God, I've been sitting here talking for an hour, and you've noticed I haven't drank anything. I'm going to need some water here real soon. Couple more things, just a few more things, and then I'm out of here. Uploading this so y'all can see it. First thing, I haven't finished her video yet. I started watching it this morning, and then I had to stop so I can... Oh, wait, hang on. Before I go to that. Okay, I finally got onto Facebook the other day. I've gone on Cross Stitch Finish Line. I'm caught up on all the posts and everything, because I like reading all the posts. I have not yet been on my site for my needle minders, the Joe Stitchy Stuff site. Yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to sit down tomorrow. I do know that while I was sick, I know there was at least one, maybe 2 people who did a me please on some needle minders, and I haven't done anything with that. I'm going to go through. If there is, I will send you an invoice. If you decide you don't want the needle minders anymore, that's fine. I totally understand. Another thing. The 2 weeks while I was sick, I got a bunch of new stuff to make needle minders with. Some of them are the polymer clay things, Christmas theme that I was going to put up before Christmas to sell, and I never got around to it. So, and I haven't even made them into needle minders yet. I got to do that. So, but yeah, if I send you an invoice and you decide you don't want the needle minders no more, just send me a PM. I understand. Also, that day I made the video, I was supposed to go to the post office that day and send out 2 orders. I never made it to the post office, and between being sick and running around, it wasn't till the other day that I remembered, oh crap, there's 2 orders over there I need to mail out. I'm going to the post office today to mail them out. Thank you so much for your patience. I do appreciate it. I feel horrible that I didn't send them, that I forgot about them. Horrible. Whether I'm sick or not, I shouldn't have done that. I should have, sent my son or someone to send them out. I will be adding a little special gift in there for you for being so patient. I appreciate it. Totally my bad. So, okay. That's that. And I will be here in the next, probably not this week, probably next week, because I'm still trying to catch up from when I was out of commission for 2 weeks. But anyway, probably next week I will be uploading some more needle minders. I'm rearranging some of the ones I already have on there and so forth, so look for that. Okay, anyway, what was I talking about before that? Oh, Sherry Burkhart. I was watching her video today, and I seen a picture on Cross Stitch Finish Line. I forget. Oh, I can see. I can see her face. I can't think of her name. It starts with a T. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. You posted the picture of your notebooks. And then today I was watching Sherry's video, and she was cleaned out her 2 closets, and she's showing all her beautiful notebooks. By the way, there's some of them you showed that I was like, oh, I need that one. I need that one. I don't. I haven't bought a notebook in 4 weeks. Well, because I've been sick, but still. So I might in my next update video not show you all my notebooks, but take a handful and show you a handful of my notebooks. Maybe. I can show you one right now. And see, I love all kind of notebooks. They don't have to be necessarily pretty. Composite, every year I have a Staples near me, and every year at school time they have a sale on their and they're just regular composition notebooks. They're not pretty, they're just the regular ones, but they sell for like 10 cents each, and there's like a limit of 10 or whatever. And I always make Samantha go with me. And I get 10 and so every year I get 20 copies. I mean, she uses them for school, but still she doesn't use 20. But okay, I'm getting better with my notebook addiction. So I might do that in my next update, just show you a few of them. I still have Sherry, the ones that you showed where they were spiral bind. I think they were spiral bind like this, and you open up, and they had like dividers, and they were plastic, and they had the pockets, the clear plastic pockets. I think you might have got those at Walmart, because that's where because I have a ton of those, a ton, and I got them at Walmart. I got them all at Walmart. And yes, Sherry, I know what HEB is. I lived just outside of Houston when I lived in Texas. Just outside of Houston. A little town called New Caney, Texas. If you blink while you're going through it, you miss it. So yeah, I know what HEB is. But yeah. Okay. Another note. I watched Turbo Stitcher the other day. Turbo Stitcher, I got your email address. I will be shooting you an email today or tomorrow, in the next couple of days. If y'all haven't seen his Floss 2 video yet, I was watching it, and the things that he said really warmed my heart. Turbo, I mean, I love your videos. I'm so sorry for the losses that you've had. My heart goes out to you. I know how it is to lose someone close. And I know how hard it is, especially during the holidays when you lose someone close. So my heart goes out to you. You're in my prayers. And he wants to send me a project bag. Does he know me or what? So, yes. And it's funny because before he said that, he was showing he was showing his project bags, and he showed a couple. I'm like, oh my God, I want that so bad. And then he said he wanted to send me one. But he said some really nice things about me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It just humbles me. It makes me, it just reinforces how blessed I am. Because it is a blessing to have people out there that you've never met who watch your videos and say nice things. And, because, I don't know. I mean, I know I'm a nice person, but it's nice to know that people think I don't know. But thank you. Thank you very much. That was very sweet of you. I was almost teared up. Let's see what else. Oh, I've decided, well, I can't say I decided because it's not my decision to make. You watch Ginger Gerald. I think that in every single one of your videos, you should say Uranus. Only because it makes me giggle. Just saying. It gives me a giggle every time you say it. I like him. He's great. Let's see, who else? There was someone else. And I didn't write these down because I was watching Floss Tube, and I was laying in bed watching Floss Tube, and I didn't have anything to write with up there. I don't know why I don't keep pens in my bedroom. I keep pens everywhere else. Uh, oh, there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, Abby, see? Basement door is just fine. Nothing to worry about. Let's see what else. Anything else? I don't want to go. It's been so long since I did a video. Um, Again, either tonight or tomorrow, I'll be doing the giveaway videos. Um, so watch for that. It'll be a short video because I'm just going to do the giveaways. I probably will do my next update video probably next Monday. Let's see what else. I guess that's it. Oh, real quick. Okay, I went back and watched my year-end review video from last year. And I had to laugh because in that video, right before, and I didn't remember until I watched it, right before I started the video, literally right before I pushed the button to start recording, I gave my son some money to go to the store to get me a Mountain Dew. That minute was somewhere between 45 minutes to 50, almost, not quite an hour, but almost an hour. The store is only like 10 minutes down the road. He should have been back in 20 minutes. He never showed up in the video. But I just wanted to let you guys know, if y'all watched that video and ever wondered if I ever got my drink, yes, he eventually came home and gave me my drink. I think he had decided to go into work and talk to his friends at work, or I don't know, something. He did a side trip that he wasn't supposed to. He was supposed to go get my drink and come back. So, my son, I gotta love him. Ooh! I almost forgot. I got something else. See, I didn't write, some of the stuff I didn't write down. For Christmas. Okay, I got some wonderful gifts. Let me tell you what I got real quick, because they're wonderful. My oldest daughter and her husband gave me and my husband a combined gift. And they gave us they bought us a dinner and a ride on, I think it's called the X6 train or some train. It's a train ride. And you have a dinner. It's really nice. We've known about it, and we have made, me and my husband made comments before that, we really should do that. But me and my husband are good about saying, oh, we should really do this, but we never get around to do it. And I guess my oldest daughter has decided that we don't get out enough, and if she has to buy us tickets to go out and do something, that's what we're going to be getting for birthdays and Christmases now. So we got that. We gotta figure out, and it's not for a certain day. We gotta call and we make the day, and I guess you have to tell them what you want to eat in advance and whatnot. So we haven't done that. We're really looking forward to doing that. My son gave me, okay, hang on. Check out my basement door. I gotta go get it because I gotta show this. Oh, hang on. Oh. Grab that too. Okay. Oh, Loki. You trolled on them. I can't have anything nice. Alright. My son gave me two things. He gave me a new set of steak knives, which I needed because somewhere, I don't know what happened between the move from Texas to here, but I lost half my steak knives. I used to have like 10 or 12 steak knives. I have 5. So if I have people over and there's going to be more than 5 of us, I can't cook anything where you need a steak knife to cut. And look, Terry, he got me slippers. And look, Loki drooled on them. Now I'm going to have to wash them. I got my own slippers. My daughter gave me, this is a cool gift. I like it. Because when I watch at night, when I stitch, I watch Floss Tube. And I watch it on my iPad. I have headphones, and I plug the headphones into my iPad. Well, my daughter gave me Bluetooth headphones. The boys' ones. Samantha got these for me. So I love them. And, oh, they're wonderful. Now, as far as me and my husband, what me and my husband have done, have almost always done, is that for Christmas we usually get a big ticket item, a combined gift. We figure out what we want. Last year for Christmas, and a lot of times we get it like before Christmas, sometimes a couple of months before Christmas. Like last year, or in 2015, I say last year, and I have to say 2015 because last year was actually 2016. So in 2015, we went to the Big E, and anyone that lives in this area knows what the Big E is. And they had a vendor there that sells these swings, that has a seat here, and a table here, and it has a canopy, and it swings, and it's made out of, I think it's made out of cast iron paint, so it'll never rust, it'll last and everything. It was a big ticket item. We decided that's what we were going to get each other for Christmas that year, so that's what we got. Well, this year we were talking, and we started talking in November about what we were going to do for each other for Christmas. And we couldn't think of anything. I mean, there was nothing neither one of us really wanted. I mean, we really wanted that swing, and we're thinking, we just got the driveway paved, I mean, we couldn't think of anything. And he says, my husband says, if there was something that you wanted just for you, what would it be? I said, you know what I would really like? I said, I would like to have a craft table set up in our form. We have our house I'm in the kitchen right now, and then over that way is, it's an eat-in kitchen. So I got the big dining room table and 2 hutches there. Then we got the family room here. It's got the TV and everything. Well, on this side, there's a formal living room, okay? Well, there's nothing formal about us. So right now, it's pretty much what I got in that room. There's a couch in there. I got 2 hutches. I got a desk in there. And I have boxes I still haven't unpacked, believe it or not. And I've got all my craft stuff in there on the hutches. Now, when I sew, or if I'm cutting fabric, or when I'm making my needle minders, I always have to do it on the kitchen table. So I do it on the kitchen table, and by the time, and then I got to clear it, even whether I'm done or not, by dinner time, it all has to be gone. So I'm having to put my sewing machine away, so that it's a big pain in the butt. So I told my husband I would like a craft table, and I even went on Pinterest and showed him one where it was a table, and on the side there were bookcases, or shelves that you can store stuff. I said I would like that, something like that. So he goes, I can make that for you for Christmas. I'm like, but that takes care of me for Christmas. What about you? He says, in order to make it, I need a table saw. So he went out and bought a table saw. That's his Christmas. And with his table saw, he is making me a craft table for what I am now calling my craft room. It's no longer a formal living room. It is now going to be my craft room. So I'm excited. He started it this weekend. He got some of the pieces. I mean, he's making this from scratch. He didn't go buy, because the one I showed him in Pinterest, it was one where you just went and bought bookshelves and put a table on it. He says, no. He says, think about it, Joe. Don't you, because I'm a little bit on the short side. He says, you need something that's going to be for you. So he took measurements on, I told him how tall I wanted it, I said I would actually like it maybe an inch or 2 shorter than the kitchen table. So he's making this thing from scratch. All out in the garage. So now I'm having to park my car's parked out in the weather. It's not happy about that. But I'm getting a craft table. Once I get it, and once I get it set up, and once I get everything done in there, I'm going to show y'all. And once that's done, I can actually do my videos. I'll change my location. You will no longer see my basement door. You will see something else, because I'll do my videos in my craft room. On my new craft table that my husband's making me. I just hope he gets it done before the end of the year. He's going to work on it on the weekends. He's got like one side of the bookcase done, or one side of the shelves done. He just got to do the other side and then put the table on, and he's done. So it shouldn't take him. Hoping he can get it done this weekend. So that's that. Okay, that's it. It's, oh my God, this is like an hour and a half. Okay, yeah, and it's like Right now it's like 12:30 here, so I got to get going because ooh, I got to figure out what I'm going to have for dinner. All right. I'm back. God, my lips are chapped. Get some chapstick. Alright, until next time, and I promise it won't be a month before you see me again. Of course, unless I get sick again, but I'm trying not to get sick again. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are wonderful. Thank you everyone for being concerned. Like I said, it's very I don't have words to explain it. It's this is a great community. I'm glad I found it. All right. Until next time. See you guys later.